know my moves. You know I'm gonna wreck you.
Surprise me if you can.
Don't panic, he's right behind us. Don't crap. Okay, relax, dude. Go to the Avengers, get to the Avengers. Jocasta will sort him out. Have they ever confirmed who's even on the Avengers in this world? Oh, thanks, Spider-Sense. Oh, thank Christ, we made it. Hello? Hawkeye? Wasp? Please? Where the hell is Captain America? Avengers friggin' assemble already! No. Ugh. Well, when it comes to human supervillains, we can't all be a Taskmaster. Being honest, half of us wouldn't even be Turk Barrett tier, and he just gets his ass kicked by Daredevil. If we're lucky, we might be the guys that Rose pays to get our faces bashed in, so he can garden in peace. But today we're talking about a villain who does about as well as I think I would in a life of super crime. So let's ring around the Ringer, Spidey's most circular foe since Wilson Fisk himself, created by David Kraft and Keith Giffen. This almost oval outlaw first runs in the wrong circles in Defenders issue 51. He's on the cover, terrorising Nighthawk. So, I know what you're thinking. Ryan, mate, pal, who the hell is Nighthawk? Well, I'm curious too. Let's have a quick look. Kyle Richmond is an orphaned millionaire who trains himself to fight crime. Wow, what a unique and creative origin that's never been done before. His dad's best mate was literally named Pennyworth, for Christ's sake. Nighthawk developed a super serum that gives him powers at nighttime. He joined the Defenders and uses his money and his powers to fight crime. That's all we need to know for now. Oh shit, dude, is that a Daredevil cameo? Nice. Anyway, today, Kyle arrives at work to see the building with his family name under siege by a SWAT team. What's going on here? Let's find out. You'd better keep back, sir. Keep back yourself. That's my building that's surrounded by SWAT teams.
Yeah, Lieutenant Keating.
Relax. I can hear him. What the hell is going on? The radio said something about a terrorist.
Yeah, that's what we thought at first. Turns out to be some sort of supervillain instead. Not that there's any difference. I'm Lieutenant Chris Keating. I'm in charge of this circus.
You said supervillain. Do you know who?
I don't know. But he seems small time from what little we can tell out here.
So what are you going to do about it? Out here, I mean.
Wait for him to make a mistake. Without another word, Kyle slips quietly away, while inside.
It worked! My explosive ring ripped the safe wide open. The money's mine. Mine! This is the big payoff for the Ringer. Don't be so sure about that, bozo. Huh? No. I anticipated resistance from the security guards, but I never expected to be caught in the act by the whiz kid known as Nighthawk. Since when are big-time superheroes like you bother with petty criminals like me? That's a rhetorical question. Save your breath. You're gonna need it when my rapid-fire rings constrict around you. The Ringer is right. Suddenly crushing pain brings Nighthawk to the brink of blacking out. He feels the jetpack strapped to his back crumble and finally burst. See how, with a mere gesture, I can control your course and do with you as I will. Forgive me if it sounds excessively boastful, but this is my very first actual field test, and it's going incredibly well. Besides, you deserve whatever you get for being stupid enough to play superhero for someone else's money. This money is as much mine as it is Richmond's. How did he get it anyway? By ripping off the natural resources, his employees, and the consumers, that's how. Otherwise, there's just no way he could ever have accumulated a reserve of cash like this. You've got your rationalizations down pat, Ringer. Just like most deadbeats, you justify your actions quite well. But that doesn't make them right. The law is still the law, and force is the only thing guys like you will ever really understand. How trite. The rich make the laws and use force to keep the poor since my jetpack won't fly under its own power anymore, thanks to you. It'll have to make this last trip with a little help from my good right arm.
Gotcha. You're the one who only understands force. Alright, if that's the way you want it, let's see how you stand up to a battering barrage of my wrist rings. I swear, I'll never know what makes guys like you tick. Think about this, you bird-brained goody two-shoes. If Richmond hadn't inherited this whole outfit, where would he be today? Why should I have to scrounge while a no-talent like him lives the easy life? Huh. No answer, huh? Sorry I can't stay to press my point, but I gotta split with the loot. Hey, what's the big idea? You've heard the expression, tripping the light fantastic. Well, you seemed in such a hurry to start that I thought I'd help you out. That's a joke, son. That's a joke. What's the matter, Ringer? No sense of humor when you're on the receiving end? Speak up. I can't hear you. You enjoy this, don't you, Nighthawk? You get your kicks from all this violence. Yeah, I'm not gonna deny it. As a matter of fact, I do. Yeah, my fist, it feels broken. You're a sick one, superhero. You hide behind the law to satisfy your adolescent urges. You just want to indulge in sanctioned violence and bask in hero worship. You're a hypocrite. You don't really give a damn about the injustice and equality of the system you serve. At least I admit I'm only looking out for my own interests. I've got to give chase, or he'll get away. But my hand hurts so much that my whole arm is throbbing. I know he's trying to work on me psychologically to pitch the battle. Yet he sounds so sincere. And in a way, he's right. I can't help wondering what he'd say if he knew I'm also Kyle Richmond. I saw him run this way, but suddenly it's gotten awfully still. I better save my soliloquy for later and attend to the matter at hand. Thinking about my hand only makes it hurt worse. So, the Ringer wants to play hide-and-seek with a seasoned pro and self-styled master of the night, like himself, does he? Well... Surprise, superhero! You must be a masochist. Or you must be very well paid to put up with this kind of punishment. Or... both. You're fighting for the money as fanatically as if it were your own. But it's mine now, and I'll be able to live as I like. No more menial labor in the NASA labs. At last, technology truly enriches the life of a common man, instead of cheapening it. A final salvo of... oh no! I've run out of rings! That's the breaks, buddy. Pardon me if I try a foot instead of a fist this time. Damn you for interfering! It's gonna cost me a fortune to get my teeth fixed. There's still no way you can stop me from reaching the window, or from escaping with the big bucks. I'm free! Not so fast, Ringer. I've listened to your warped reasoning, but I don't want you cutting out before I have a chance to reply. You're as much of a hypocrite as you claim I am, Ringer, old friend. Your outrage at Kyle Richmond isn't because of what he's done, but because you can't be him. You're just jealous. Isn't that the truth, Ringer? You're jealous of Kyle Richmond. Hey, Ringer, did you catch that last bit? Pretty shrewd point, huh? I trust it was well taken. Mate, it was going so well too. The rings were deadly sure, but what really must have hurt was Ringer calling Nighthawk out on just wanting to hurt people. He cut the so-called hero to the core right there. Honestly, I love the creativity. Ringer didn't just shoot rings, he chained them together into an all-new weapon. The villain only lost because he didn't bring enough ammo to take on a super guy. I'm just gonna say it, he's actually cool as hell. The only thing I didn't like about Ringer is that weird headgear. Looks like a melted grabber machine claw. Luckily, he gets rid of that by his next appearance. The Ringer was super lucky that he showed up in a Defenders issue, and yet Hulk, Valkyrie and Doctor Strange didn't come to help their teammate out, because he couldn't even take on Nighthawk, who I keep almost calling Darkhawk. So what would he do against a proper costumed crusader? Like say, for example, I don't know, Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man? Issue 58 of Spidey's secondary series answers our question with a very similar cover to the Defenders one.
We're in a very cool era of Spider-Man here. He's a teaching assistant by day, ass-kicking hero by night. He's fresh off taking down the Tinkerer, but our friendly neighborhood hero isn't the main threat to our circle-slinging scumbag. The recently defeated Tinkerer is like a villain arms dealer, so the cops guard the old man's old warehouse and all the bad guy goodies inside, but a police presence won't stop. The Ringer! He had an ongoing order with the old man, and he's come to collect it. Using his spectacular circles, he sneaks into Tinkerer's lab to get his new gear.
Made it. If it's this easy to break in, no wonder Spider-Man was able to stop the Tinkerer. What a mess. It looks like somebody started to clean up after a small war, and then gave up in disgust. Hey, if the code markings on that crate is correct, it is! My new outfit, all charged up and ready to go. I'll say this for the Tinkerer. He did good work. It fits like a glove, and it looks like it meets all the specs I gave him. But will it work? It works! My particulate matter condensers are forming rings right out the soot and smog from the air. As long as I stick around cities, I'll never run out of rings again. The Ringer is back in action. Who am I kidding? I'm not cut out for a life of crime. The only reason I had this new suit built was so I could peddle it to my business contacts. Just like everybody else nowadays. I'm selling out. And now that I think of it, maybe there's more stuff here I could sell. Wonder what's in this crate. But then... Get away from that crate! Good grief, that guy just ripped through solid concrete. I don't know who you are, pal. But I'm not taking any chance with someone who can punch through a wall like that. What the devil? That's quite a weapon system you have. But I'm afraid it won't do you any good. I don't believe it. Those constricting rings should have crushed him like an eggshell. This guy must have a hide like a battleship. These rings are very interesting. Condensed particulate matter, aren't they? And with a tensile strength approaching that of steel. Yeah. Most ingenious. I dare say anyone else would be quite helpless. No, get back! Keep away! You poor pathetic soul. You attack when you should retreat. You allow fear to cloud your reason, and so you act out of panic. Yours are the errors of inexperience. I made many the same mistakes once, but I was lucky. I learned from them. I've risen from my humble beginnings, forging a career which will yet bring me the power and riches that are rightfully mine. No longer will I work for lesser men. Within a month, my old enemies will lie in defeat. And you, my little friend, will be a useful tool in ensuring those defeats. Effortlessly, the shadowy figure sinks his fingers into the side of the big crate, hefting it as easily as he lifts the limp form of the Ringer. And then, with a confident smirk on his lips, he carries his treasures out, through the massive hole in the wall, and into the utilities tunnel beyond. A week from now, the police will discover this hole and launch an investigation. By then, it'll be too late. Ringer slowly comes to, but he doesn't wake up from this nightmare. Tied up and at the mystery man's mercy thanks to an explosive wrapped around his belt, Ringer has two options. Either agree to help his captor destroy Spider-Man, or die. I really like how they've drawn Spidey in this top middle panel. The cheerful webhead has a date to get to, but before he can put a ring on his lady friend, someone else puts a ring on Spider-Man. Spider Sense! The crafty tingle lets our hero gracefully dance past the ensnaring circles, and his speed and agility astounds the unwilling villain. After that performance, Ringer himself knows he stands no chance, and Spidey seems to think the same because he laughs his ass off at the Ringer's attempted assault. This is just rude on Spidey's part though. He spots a clock and remembers he's got a woman waiting, so he calls off the super brawl like it's nothing. Spidey figures Ringer wasn't doing any crime, so he lets him walk away. But what will Ringer's mystery boss say to that? This is pretty funny though. Peter has his date and then comes back for round 2. Look at that ominous shadow at the bottom right. Run, Ringer, run! The Ringer, held hostage, can't tell Spider-Man why he wants him dead. So Spidey thinks sod it and just beats the shit out of him anyway.
There's a bit of a foreshadowing hint on this page as to who the Ringer's boss is. Can you spot it while Spidey does this sick beatdown? Right, so, at no point did Ringer stand even a ghost of a chance at defeating Spider-Man, and his shadowy master knew this. Failure means death, and the Ringer has failed. Watching from afar, the mastermind detonates the bomb. But only the belt goes up in smoke. It was all a sick joke, a scam to make this poor fella fight Spider-Man. Feeling more sympathy than anything, Spidey takes it easy on the Ringer and simply arrests him. And in case you couldn't tell from that accent, Ringer's mystery menace was none other than the Beetle. Abner Jenkins made Ringer feel like a damn fool, but I doubt this will have any serious repercussions. I mean, it's only the Ringer, after all. And the hint I was on about before was Spider-Man calls him Ringo, who was one of the Beatles. We next witness the Ringer in... No. It can't be.
No. He's here. The Ringer's here at Firebrand's Supervillain Union meeting. But this means that the Ringer
gets scourged. How many more fun villains will that skull-faced scoundrel take from us? God damn it, dude. Ringer was yet another cool, fun baddie whose comic career was cut short. But for such an obscure villain, he does have one alternate interpretation we can have a look at. The Ringer, of all people, weirdly got adapted to the all-new, all-edgy Ultimate Universe of the 2000s. Hydro Man and Tombstone never got adapted, but Ringer? Hell yeah, mate. Ultimate Spider-Man issue 91, and is that a filthy mutie I see? Ultimate Ringer, apparently from Waldorf, Maryland, has Spider-Man on the ropes immediately, dude. Ringer could have killed that little Oz-powered punk right here if Spidey's girlfriend didn't show up to bail him out. This girl, Spider-Man's current girlfriend, Shadowcat of the X-Men, has the mutant power to walk like a ghost. She advances untouched by the hoodlum's hoops and gets right up in Ringer's face. Ugh, he's gonna catch something off this mutant, I can just tell. Spider-Man would have died here if he didn't happen to be dating Shadowcat. Kitty rescues Spidey from the crushing rings by forcing some indecent exposure, and now it's 2v1. Spider-Man webs him up, and Shadowcat's phaser knocks him down by blowing up the Ringer's power pack. Grim dude, but you know what? Cool costume, even if he does look a bit like Havoc. The Ringer is defeated by Spider-Man and Shadowcat, but the true twist is, the heroes check his wallet. Doesn't sound very heroic, but you know. And he's not even from Maryland. It was all a devious lie to throw suspicion off of his civilian identity. Anthony Davis from Ohio, that cunning son of a bitch. So, throughout mainline Ringer's short-lived career, he only really fought two superheroes, but unlike the rest of the costume criminals, he realised that this life wasn't for him. He tried it, he wasn't into it. After his first loss against Nighthawk, he already wanted out of the supervillain life. Had the Beetle not forced him back into crime, the Ringer would never have been targeted by Scourge. He could have lived his life having learned his lesson. But the legacy of the Ringer lives on, because the thing about circles, the thing about rings, they always come back around.